It's good. Okay, so our topic today is Kedushas Hashem.
Yeah.
Now, I think maybe when there's something with you in Bet Shalom a few weeks ago, we spoke about the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we're going to talk about that and be moisev and add some more onto. So some things you heard a little bit, and some things we're going to go more, because I started there but didn't go further. So for you, some of it is Chazorah, but it's a very listen, we have a big thing in our Jewish life. It's called Shemus, which is makes it sometimes, what do I do with this paper? What do I do with this? I have an old pair of tzitzis, I have an old pair of tefillin, I have a mezuzah, I have a piece from a Megillah, everything, right? So Shemus. But let's go to the beginning, where the issue.
Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Okay, so we put it in Shemus because it's Kedusha. But where does the issue of Shemus begin? Why do we have to put something in Shemus?
When?
Whatever we do is usually for a reason, for a way that is.
Because it's
okay, it's holy. It's holy. Okay, I'm asking it's holy. And therefore what? It's holy.
You can't throw it away.
You can't throw it away. I'm asking. Why? Because it's holy. Why can I throw it away? Because it's holy. Because it's
niet zo moeilijk zijn.
No, we do lots of things sometimes, but there's a reason behind it.
It's a kind of teshuva.
Holy.
If I may say so, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, according to me, it is a kind of teshuva, because just before you leave your existence on earth, you do teshuva, whether or not you have had a Yom Kippur.
It's a teshuva for who?
For the person who is going to die, he does teshuva through saying Shemus.
Yeah, no, that's if you say Shema Yisrael.
Weggooien.
Yeah, weggooien.
Weggooien van Shemus. Ja, dat heb je ook gelijk.
Yeah,
Andere
not Shemus from Shema Yisrael and Oshamnu Beganu. Al-Chet. No, Shemus from a weggooien. So you have something, we have a Sefer Torah. That's for sure heilig.
Yeah.
You have your tefillin or mezuzah. So we know we don't put it in the pullerbak. We don't put it in the skip. Because it's holy.
Has to do with resurrection or something like that.
Yeah, to bury it.
Why?
Yeah.
I know, you're right. You're 100% right. Why? No, it's heilig, you're right. You have to bury it. Why? Where they come from?
You're the teacher.
No, part of the lesson. Yeah, because so what? So whatever we do in our, is there Chumash here?
Yeah.
Whatever we do usually has a reason, unless it's made up.
Yeah.
Unless it's Gebachtemeises. But Gebachtemeises means it's made up logic. So the answer is
it's forbidden to destroy it, but if you bury it, it's also a kind of
destroying. Want het blijft niet.
I'm asking. Okay, very good. Okay, you're saying very good. It's forbidden to destroy. Now, you might know the answer because I mentioned it in Shir a few weeks ago.
I keep my word.
Okay, but no, you can say it, don't worry. But it's forbidden, we bury it because it's forbidden to destroy. How do we know it's forbidden to destroy? How do you know that it's not okay to put in the garbage?
Yeah.
Not but how do we know that something is holy? I know. How do you know that something which is holy is forbidden to destroy?
Meestal staat de naam van God.
Maskim, how do you know the naam from God? Very good. How do you know the naam from God? This is the question. How do you know the naam from God is forbidden? Okay, let's take the hoogste verschil. De naam van HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yud-K, Vav-K. The naam van HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, I'm not going to describe the naam van HaKadosh Baruch Hu because you're not allowed to do it. So let's say over here, yeah, you have a Yud. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well. Now from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yud, I'm going to write a K, right? Because it's not the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is a Kuf instead of a, yeah? Then you have a Vav. Let's say, okay, this is not, this is Yud Kuf, Reish Kuf, Vav Kuf. So it's not Nav HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this is a Nav HaKadosh Baruch Hu, okay? And this Nav HaKadosh Baruch Hu, now you're not allowed to put it in the Pulabak. Because it's Heilig. But how do we know the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not allowed to go in the Pulabak? It's a svara, or it's a feeling, or it's a halacha.
It is somewhere in halacha, but I don't know where it is.
So let's start from the base. It's a pasuk. It's a pasuk in the Torah. A pasuk in the Torah. Clear. Pasuk in the Torah. If it's written here, then it's clear. If it's written in someone's table at home, he made up something, then it's not so clear. Okay, start the pasuk in the Torah. The pasuk in Pashas Re'ei. It says in the pasuk in Pashas Re'ei that if you have an avodah zorah, or you have something which is not a Kodesh Baruch Hu, which is a avodah zorah, which is under a getchke, you should destroy it. It says the pasuk, Lo yisa'asun kein la'Hashem Elokeichem. If you have avodah zorah, if you have something which is not a Kodesh Baruch Hu, which is a different chot, put it away, destroy it, break it, get rid of it. Don't keep it. But Hashem Elokeichem, lo yisa'asun kein. Don't break, don't destroy HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Avodah zorah, shibartem, and you should ibadatem. You should destroy it. You should break it. But lo yisa'asun kein la'Hashem Elokeichem. Pasuk in Perik Yud Al Perik Yud Beis Pasuk Dalet. A lav. So if I take a name HaKadosh Baruch Hu and I put it in the water bag, I did a lav. Which lav? Lo yisa'asun kein Hashem Elokeichem. Avoid the Zorah, break, destroy, get rid of, because that's not HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But Hashem Elokeichem, lo yisa'asun, don't do this.
So
That means
if you make an article, a Jewish article in English, and you do it with the name of God.
very good.
Is it
Now,
holy or not holy?
so now we have
Announcement
let's
for the groepenkaart.
so now you have one thing, but let's go. But before that,
Sommige mag je niet weggooien.
but now you have 1,001 questions. What is Shemus?
Exactly.
And you have bencher, you have chupaka, you have advater in English, yeah. But where does it all begin from? Where's the basic? That the noun from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're not allowed to destroy. Lo yisa'asun kein Hashem Elokeichem. The noun from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now the question is, if it's in English, if we're going to see other questions soon, but if I put a name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yud Kei Vav Kei Kedusha, I put it in the garbage, I did a lav. Now when I put it into Shemus, I'm not doing a mitzvah. I'm just putting it in Shemus because I don't want to do a lav.
And all the names of
I have to look
all
after
the
it.
names of Kodesh Baruch Hu.
Yeah,
Elohim, and they are all
very good. So the question is,
exactly to
oh,
the-
exactly. So how many Shemus is it referring to? I told you 1,000 questions on which name. Shulchan Aruch, who mentioned also says this lav l'sasun kein is only the Sheva Shemus of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shakai, Elokim, but we have 70 names. The other names not. But the reason why we can't put something in the garbage is because lo yisa'asun kein Hashem Elokeichem. Don't take the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and destroy it. If I put it in a pull bag, I'm doing like I'm supposed to do for Avodah Zorah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, don't. That's why we put it into the Shemus, because you're not destroying it. You're looking after it. You're burying it. You're looking after it. You're doing all these things in order not to do a lav of destroying Nam HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
It's only on paper, because you can also talk. Let's say we can talk holy wines. So, how do you put that away?
A tape.
I'll ask you, what about saying the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for no reason? Stam.
This is
That-
recorded. This is recorded.
Oh, okay.
This is on paper.
No.
Yeah. So let's say without anything. I say name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for no reason whatsoever. Is that the same lab over here? We have a different lab. One of us has a different. Lo siso es shem Elokecho lashon. What does that mean? The third one says gibberish. Okay. Don't have any other getchkas, other gods. Don't use the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for not good. So that's talking. But this love of Leisasun Kin Hashem Lekechem is the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is don't destroy. Because by Avodah Zarah, the Pasuk says before, Veshibartem es matzeh v'shem. You should break an Avodah Zarah. You should wipe out the name of Avodah Zarah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is don't take it. Don't put it in the garbage. Look after it. Leisasun Kin. Or we have the other love material. Don't use the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for sheker.
That's only Yud K Vov K.
Oh,
Or
so if you look in Shulchan Aruch, Shulchan Aruch says this love is referring to only Sheva Shemas of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But why Shulchan Aruch says this only 7 love? I don't know. But this the main Elokim, I think Shakai, Tzvokois, Yud K Vov K, Aleph Dalet Nun and Yud Adnus, and then one more.
Makom.
What?
Makom.
Makom, yeah, I'm not sure.
Makom,
I don't know. Makom is also used for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but not the
Abraham, Makom Mirachok, hè? Dat is dus bekende verzoek. Ja.
Okay, so we mentioned.
Dit met de Sederhaven.
Okay, so we mentioned the question in Shir, and we're going to start with this. Let's say this is Yud K. Vav K. So I can't take Yud K, Vav K and put him in the garbage.
No.
Why not? Because Zaylet. But there's a possible Leisasum King Hashem Lekech. The name for HaKadosh Baruch Hu mach nit bech choyo. Don't destroy it. So we mentioned the question and share. You have the name of a Yud from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yud Ki Vav Ki. Now, what happens if I want to rub out? Half of each letter. So you still have Yud Ki Vav Ki.
Yes.
Or we're going to straight in question. We'll see what this comes to. But this is the question. I mentioned it. So you have the nab. We want to understand the Kedushas of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have Yud Ki Vav Ki. So if I have Yud Ki Vav Ki, I'm not allowed to go like this. Because you're not allowed to destroy, you're not allowed to take away the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Once you have the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're not allowed to destroy it, you're not allowed to chum it. If I write it with a sefer, I write Yud Ki Vav Ki, I can't chum it out. Because that's ibadatim, you're destroying the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we asked the question. Here, I'm going to thin the letters from every letter of Yud Ki Vav Ki. So after I take each letter into half, I can still read Yud Ki Vav Ki. I still see the name, but I took off half of every letter.
So it's not Lishmo anymore.
This is not a question of Lishmo. It's a question of destroying the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Lishmo, in a way.
I say for Torah, yeah. If I write,
you don't erase it with the change of mind.
No, am I allowed to erase it? Am I allowed to erase it? Am I even allowed of Lesas Mikim?
What you just have done is also a kind of destroying.
No.
I would say restyling, and I don't think that's a problem.
So this is typical by good Eden. Is you have one question, everyone has different ways of thinking. But in the Rishonim, and we've seen the Gemara, they also have different ways of thinking. Same way as today, we think different. What? The name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is
Total, the letter now.
okay.
Yeah, but
So
the total is
the total is holy.
The total is holy.
It's a mathematical problem. If you go into infinity and you make half, you come to nothing, but it's still holy.
So then the whole love of Lesas from Cain, I have a nice way out. I take off piece by piece, then
Exactly, yeah.
But there's a love. So what's the love? Lesas. I can't have a mathematical way to get around the love. You still have a love.
Okay, I have an interesting thing. I've seen once the words written in dots. So that's not a letter. It would be Tasu if it were in the Sefer Torah, but you can still recognize the letters by making a pixel. How about that?
If it's a name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you could read the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but there isn't the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then there's no Mechik of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, it's very interesting. Many years ago, there was a new idea to make how to write a Sefer Torah. I don't know if you ever heard about this. This is about 10 or 20 years ago. Do you know what
electronic, electricity, you mean?
No, with stencil. With stencil.
Yeah, with the stencil, yeah.
You know what stencil is? The stencil is, you have the outside letter of Aleph, and you feel like kids have in the Chub 1, Chub 2, yeah? You fill in the Aleph, and they take off a stencil, you see nice Aleph. Wow, but it's more Aleph. Yeah, okay, but it was a stencil.
Stempel.
Stencil.
Stencil
Stencil is like this.
Stencil.
Stencil is you have the outside.
Outside.
Outside, and then the kid colors the inside.
Yeah.
And then you take off the stencil, and you can see. So
Stempel. No, stencil.
No, stempel is my name. Boom, and that's it. But it's it's like you have a Aleph, you have a Yud K Vav K, let's say, which is the Yud is cut out. So what I have to do is color in the Yud, and then I take off stencil. I see nice Yud. So kids have it to learn Aleph base for reading, for practice, like games. So there was an idea that came up in Eretz Yisrael a long time ago, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, is to make a stencil of every Omud in the Sefer Torah. Every Omud in the Sefer Torah. So let's say Beresh, every column. So I have Bereshis. The first Omud is, 30, 40 Pesukim, let's say. So I make a stencil of this Omud. I put the stencil onto a cloth. I pour ink over the stencil. Oh, one second. I'll tell you what this was an idea that came up. Oh, one second. I pour ink. I pour into Bereshis, Bara Elokim, Eis Hashemayim, Eis Haaretz.
More work.
I pour it. I let it dry. Takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. I take off the stencil.
You have to the first Omud.
More Omud. Perfect. Without any mistakes. Perfect. And I have a stencil for the next. For every Omud. So I make a Sefer Torah much cheaper, half price, quarter of the price. Because how long does it take to write a Sefer Torah? A year?
Yeah.
Here I write Sefer Torah in 5 days, 10 days. Because I have a stencil for every Amud. So I have, how many Amudim are there? 50, maybe 200 Amudim in the Sefer Torah? 200. So I have 200 stencils ready-made, pre-made.
Yeah.
And for everyone, I just have to pour the ink over the whole thing. And when you look at the Sefer Torah, you would never know that this is by a stencil. It looks mamish like a nice Sefer.
No, but
So you can start also from the end and make
a Sefer Torah anyway, it doesn't have to be Keseder. The halacha of Keseder has to be written in the fourth order. It doesn't apply to Sefer Torah. It only applies by.
You don't know if you get it.
No, but it doesn't have to be by Sefer Torah. It doesn't have to be Keseder. You can write Sefer Torah by Kutz or one parsha. A parshas from Tefillin have to be Keseder. But the Sefer Torah, I could write parshas of Vayikra first, and then as long as it's all together at the end, it's okay.
After that,
nice idea.
No, I don't.
You don't like it.
Allow it.
Oh, yeah, you don't allow that. So you and the Gedolim in Israel also don't allow it. Very good. Very good. You give also your hand taking in.
There's no misunderstanding between the.
Let me ask you, what's your reason why you don't allow it?
Because it's had written. I'm my overgrootvader, my brother was Sofer.
So you saw him writing. So let me.
Every letter has to be written separately.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make the question a little bit different, yeah? So let's say I take this is ink, yeah, and I don't write Yud, but I pour the ink, and I pour a Yud, I pour a Kuf, I don't write a Kuf, I pour a Kuf.
Yeah, but it's the same work. It is not allowed, okay, but it's also
okay. That's basically the same question. Okay, the result is the same, and you can't see the difference after when you look at a Sefer Torah. You can't see if it's a Sefer.
If you can see it or not in Torah, it's written. It has to be
written
by hand.
Oh, so one second.
The difference.
Oh, so what's the question? Well, let me ask you: is this called written by hand? I took ink and I poured.
Yeah.
No, it's not written. It's
poured.
It's
Because there's no pen. Because there's no pen. Let's say this is ink. Yeah.
I'm sure you tell us that, but you by yourself you think it's
No.
all the other things are not kosher.
Okay, but let me tell you, I take ink. This is ink. Yeah. This is more ink. Yeah. I don't have a pen, and I don't go like this, and then I make like this. But I'm professional, and I could take this, and I could pour. Bereshis.
No, you have to write it by hand.
Yeah, this is the question. This is really the question. I take your ink, I pour base,
Just told us
Reish.
it's an old question 20 years ago. Nowadays,
We don't do it. So you're right, but we have to understand why. Because, like you say, the Torah says you have to write. Where does it say? Where does it say you have to write the Sefer Torah? You have to write where?
Maar je mag toch niet alles gebruiken? Je mag toch ook, je mag geen kroontjes pennen, je moet toch ganse veren, je moet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't use this. I'll take the whole pen out of the story, and I put the pen in the garbage because it's not kosher, and I pour. I'm professional.
You don't write.
Like art. I write without my pen. That's okay.
Magic.
Okay, so where does it say you have to write? You're saying the outcome is the same. I can see Bereshit, I can see it's beautiful. But where does it say you have to write? Everything is here, right? I'll tell you why it says you have to write.
With some kosher food and non-kosher food, the taste can be the same,
They look the
but
same.
it's not the same.
Okay, but then you have to know why, because it's not kosher. So why is this not kosher?
Soms kan het koosje nog wel beter zijn.
Why is it not kosher?
Ik weet niet, maar het kan wel.
Okay, so then okay, so we have a what is the last mitzvah in the Torah? Anyone know?
Hakhel.
Loving out.
Yeah, that's the last person.
Hakhel.
Not
Okay.
a local. No, I don't know. Dat zetten we geen nog. Ik heb het thuis liggen. Moet je even kijken.
Okay, let me just find this. As far as I know, the last mitzvah in the Torah is to write a Sefer Torah. The mitzvah in the Torah is to write a Sefer Torah. We have a pasuk, Pash Vayelech. The Torah says, Ba'ato, kisvu lachem es hashira azois. I think this is the mitzvah of writing, and then I think from here we're done to write the whole Sefer Torah.
Is that
The last mitzvah in the Torah, you can check up online. Today you can check up on Google. What's the last mitzvah in the Torah? I think the mitzvah of check it up. The last mitzvah in the Torah is the mitzvah. No, the last mitzvah in the Torah is to write Sefer Torah.
for the king, the melech?
Yes. It was the
No,
task.
yeah, but the mitzvah for everybody. Maybe it's talking about the melech. Which one?
Dat staat
Yeah, the last mitzvah is about mitzvahs for everybody. Okay, Akbar, the mitzvah in the Torah. It says over there, the last mitzvah in the Torah.
Hakhel.
No, the last mitzvah is right Sefer Torah.
Moet thuis opzoeken, ik weet het niet.
Sorry.
Right? You checked up? Last mitzvah in the Torah?
Yeah, everyone must write
Oh.
to ask for himself.
Exactly. There we go.
Heb je het gevonden?
Zie?
Oké, dan hoef je
Ja,
niet...
That's it. Last mitzvah. See, even Google knows. Last mitzvah. Where's he brings the pasuk pasuk vayelech, right? Ba'atot kitzvu lechem es hashir azus. That's the last mitzvah. The last mitzvah in Torah is right Sefer Torah. Now, okay, there it says kisvu. Ba'atot kitzvu lechem. The pasuk vayelech. Lamed aleph yutes. Lamed aleph yutes. Lamed aleph yutes. Okay, maybe it's repeating the mitzvah Hakhel, but the Torah says the first time in the mitzvah to write Sefer Torah is kisvu. Okay, so the Gedolim learn kisvu is with the pen. To pour ink onto a piece of paper, even though I see in word. Sorry.
Ik zit even in een sheer met
Nee.
Corrie.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So
Holland experience.
kisvu is with the pen. If I miss out the pen from the writing, then it's not a kesiva. I can still read Bereshis Barakim Eitashmai Beisoretz. Okay, the outcome is the same. But the way you came to the outcome wasn't the way the Torah wanted you to come to the outcome. Because the Torah says, write it. And if I didn't use a pen, I didn't write it. It's not the outcome, it's the way you came to the outcome. Because the Torah says, write it.
So if you use the pen and you use the mold that you use to make sure that you don't go off the right way.
Yeah, so then as far as I know, this judgment, it's okay. If I'm using that to help me, so from use rulers and lines to help them keep an eye, but they're still taking a pen and writing it.
But are you saying also now that if somebody does it away with age, it should be put on that it is not in kosher?
I mean, there's no kosher. Then if he sells it to you, then it's not kosher. You don't know, so you have to buy it from someone you trust. That's why everything. When you buy a pair of tefillin, you have to buy from someone who you trust, so you know it's okay. Yeah, maybe a hechsher is good. Maybe sometimes they have a hechsher. I don't know. But tefillin is even more complicated. You know why tefillin? It's much more complicated. You have to have someone who you trust even more. Because by tefillin, if you write one word before the other word in the wrong order, you would never know. Right? It's very right. Vaydaber Hashem or Moshe Lemin. Vaydaber Hashem, and I first wrote Moshe, and then afterwards I put El. It's possible by tefillin. Tefillin, we have a drosha. It has to be written in the right order. Sefer Torah is not like this. Sefer Torah, even if I wrote Parshas Bolot before Parshas Zos HaBrocha, it's okay. If at the end I have a whole Sefer Torah from Bereshis to Zos HaBrocha all together, if it's all together at the end of the day, it's okay. I don't have to write Parshas Bereshis first. I can write Parshas Noach and then Bereshis.
But if you do words,
no, if it's the end, if the end of the day it's wrong, then it's not kosher. No, but I don't have to write it in the order like it was written in Sefer Torah.
No, but you have to work from the right to the left.
Of course, I have to write from right to left. So if I open a Sefer Torah,
are you allowed to write on the back of the flap of the Torah to say, I'm the software and I did it?
That handtekening, no? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not for the Kedusha. I don't know. Maybe it's
I have a question that's very important nowadays.
Yeah.
What's the difference with a printed text and a copy of it?
So here, the local Rav over here is Rabbi Wolf. Yeah. And he has a list of shameless rules. I think in some schools, and by us in school, we have a list. Because in school, we have the question, the whole big question is shameless. Now, shameless in Amsterdam is very difficult because it's very expensive to get to put away. Why is it expensive? Because the Chevra Kedusha or the NIS have to bury it.
No, it's not allowed anymore.
And you can't bury here?
No. So you have to bring to Antwerp, and Antwerp, they don't bury it. They have like a hole in the bridge, I don't know, and put it in.
It's not allowed anymore.
It's not allowed anymore.
No.
Because we looked into a few years ago by school to see if we could bury by school.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to because there's a regulations you can't bury.
But
I know.
Or baby.
You're not allowed to bury papers on your ground because
But it's worldwide nowadays. They make a lot of copies.
I know. So there's here is a difference of opinions in what to do. Like I say in school, if we have a box, it costs I think €25 to get rid of shameless. So we have so many photocopies, right? The kids come home with the Dvater, kids comes home on the Parsha, because the Psukim, Vitaling, so much in the school of 150 kids. And with so much credits, there's a lot. So we go by Rabbi Wolf for Tipaskins for Shemes, and one of the things that help us for school is that if something is not made to stay, you photocopy something for a kid, but it's only meant to use for 5-10 minutes for the lesson for one day. It's not meant to be burned. So if something is made to last, to keep, this is made to keep.
Yeah.
This is not made for 5 minutes. This you make and you keep it, stays in shul for 100 years. This has got more of a din of a Kedusha. What happens if someone, a teacher in school, makes a copy, let's say hopefully no Shem Hashem or Gemara, makes a copy just for
Moet ik het voor je maken, René?
or for 1 minute. 5 minutes for the kids to be able to have this in the classroom for 5 minutes.
Ik heb niet opgelet, waarschijnlijk niet, nee.
Max, zet even je geluid af.
Sorry, ik kan het niet verstaan.
Hoe laat zijn ze weg?
Wacht even.
Wacht even, ik zet even zijn geluid af.
Nee, ik moet zeggen.
Oh, hij heeft het zelf al gedaan.
Yeah.
denk ik.
So according to
Now,
Rabbi Wolf, according to some others, if something is not made to keep, it's only made for a few minutes. Like no, it's okay. It's good. Like this, teacher does this in the school, photocopy the whole time, right? Photocopy, and they give it to the kids in the class for the lesson. After lesson, we don't need it anymore. So that paper is different than this. This is made part of a sefer to keep. The paper in school is made for 5 minutes. So there's a kula, and that's how the school goes with, like Wolf says, and that has not got halacha of shemus.
No, we have.
But one more thing, but there's in shemus there's different levels. There's putting something in the garbage together with horrible things, with the leftover sandwiches, with the This is what you want to say. Okay, so sorry.
Our copies. Our copies.
Yeah. Oh.
We ask him. We have copies for the Gomorrah.
Oh.
And also Rafo, what we have to do.
Oh, what did he say?
He says no shimes.
Papier, but
In the papier, but in a plastic,
okay. So
in a bag.
First of all, let's go. There's two
In a
parts.
bag.
Why papier bag?
Papier bag. Why he told me?
He told you papier bag?
Yeah, he told papier
why
bag.
papier bag? Why papier bag?
Recycle.
So what? Because he cares about because the environment, because of
No. Other.
because you have the blauwe papier bag, you know, that goes into papier. Because the reason for that is because papier is less bizoyan than putting it into the regular puller bag. Puller bag has your apples and your bananas and your leftover suppers and your breakfast and the kids' diaper and everything, right?
Yeah.
So that's more of a bizoyan for a piece of paper that has Gemara than papier bag. Papier bag is there's no garbage. It's only paper, so it's less bizoyan. Number one. Number two is we put it into a bag. It's also more shmira, more also less bizoyan. So there's two things less bizoyan. Number one, it's papier bag, and number two, it's wrapped up like a sefer Torah a little bit. So it has a less bizoyan when you put it in. Even though we're not putting it into burying it or putting it into shamas, but there's another level. We put it into papier bag. Put it into a cover in papier bag.
Not in plastic, of course.
No, I don't think you want to put plastic in there. So sometimes I know about some people they put it into an envelope or
maar gezegd, dan moet het inpakken en dan gewoon
but all that is because Hakadosh Baruch Hu says, "Lo yisasum kain," don't destroy the name from Hakadosh Baruch Hu. So I'm not destroying it. Okay, is this shemus, not shemus? You have a travel, you have a suffix, something which I photocopy. So you know what? Don't put it in there. Put it
garbage.
into the garbage because garbage is bizoyan. So put it into papier. In papier bag, you put it into an envelope, then it's even less of a bizoyan. It's the biggest condition. But I'm both not going to say to that when you have a mezuzah.
I don't ask it.
But if you have something which is echt then papier bag's not going to help you.
No, ask him here for.
This people in school we have a big blauwe papier bag and a lot of stuff goes in there. Otherwise,
mezuzah van de wietzooi is, niet kosher is.
Ja,
Dat er fotocopie is.
the truth from what?
Van de wietzooi.
Non-kosher bezoek.
Fotocopie.
Dan kost is not so echt thing.
Ik heb je toevallig vandaag gebeld. Die hebben we mogelijk meer van Gabinet kopen. Want ze waren allemaal mezuzahs, want ze waren klappend.
Ja?
Want ze waren niet broodje gevraagd.
Officieel. Motti heeft zo'n tijd goedkoop gemaakt voor ze. Maar dat vonden ze nu toch te duur.
I'll tell you a very interesting story. I mentioned it in Bet Shalom, and that was some years ago. There was a boy in school. Remember the story I told you? A boy in school, and sometimes kids in school are always looking to make problems or disturb lesson, or sometimes kids in school are not always so good. Yeah, sometimes. Usually they're always good. Sometimes some kids are a little bit looking to play. Okay. So nowadays we have digi boards. Everything is digitally. We are in a digital world. Okay. By the way, I have a good joke for you. That you heard what happened yesterday in Lebanon, right? With the pages, right? So there was like a message that went around that the head of Hezbollah wants to make a gathering with all his members to discuss the dangers of technology. You get it? Today, I tell you. Usually
why-
they just have taken.
why they started now? Because they were afraid that they will find out what's going on with it.
That's why they did pages
Yes.
and not phone.
No, the plan was
To go away from
when
phone?
there was a real war going on.
So they can use pager.
I think it's a mistake that they did yesterday.
No, it's not a mistake.
Nee, maar
because
it
they
was
find out-
planned later.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they were afraid that they will find out what's in it.
Ah.
So
But do they know what was it the bomb inside the phone or they play?
In the phone.
Yeah.
In the
Every
phone.
phone was a small bomb. Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of.
it wasn't the phone. It was
A pager.
We
It's
hebben
not a phone.
pieper.
Yeah, pipa.
Ja,
Oh,
pieper.
yeah.
Nou,
boom.
ja,
Boom.
ja, gebruik
Sure,
maar
yeah.
piepers.
Yeah. Okay.
Old-fashioned people.
So today we have the chibur. Everything's much more digital. So we spoke about digital. There was, but in the older days you had and as we called it chalkboard. What do you call it? Like with
Schoolbord.
schoolboard.
But when you write,
Yeah, when you
the big
write,
one?
yeah, big one. But the old days was like chalk. It was like
Schoolbord.
schoolboard.
Met krijt.
Met kruid. Ja,
Kijk, them stukjes.
ja.
So one day a kid comes. One day a kid comes into a classroom and takes a calc, what's it called?
Kruid.
Calc, and he writes on the board big letters, Yud K Vav K.
Afterwards.
That's what you do. 1 second, what do you do?
Yeah.
The teacher comes in the classroom. He uses the board to write the lesson and everything. And now the teacher sees Yud. No, but he didn't write it like this with the kuf. Yud, Hey, and a Vav,
Oh.
and a Hey. Echt.
Echt.
Geschmack, ja, echt. Naam van mijn Kodesh Baruch Hu. So teacher comes in the board. He has a laugh. Lo yisasum kin Hashem lekechem. You can't go like this. What's he going to do to the classroom? He has a lesson, and the kid writes name from Kodesh Baruch Hu. Okay, he's a kid. Okay, the kid did something wrong. Okay, he's not allowed to do that. The question is, what does the teacher do? It's a good one, right? Don't give ideas to nowadays. Digital is easier because
To sell a new board.
okay, the lessons are gone. But I know from the kid, it's a big problem. You know, when a kid takes something, does something wrong, but now the teacher's in the situation where he can't do something wrong, but he's stuck because the kid's wrong. He messed up his Yud K Vav K. So it's a true story. It's not a made up story. True story happened in London a long time ago. But now ask the kids to get out. You can't make a kid do something wrong. The kid did one thing wrong. The kid, you can't say the kid Rabbi Nam HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling the kid
Why
to do
he
a laugh.
did it?
Why he did it? To make problems.
To make problems.
You can't make him do a laugh.
No, they say, well, ask him why. he did it.
Why do it? To make issues for the teacher, to disturb the lesson. But it's a good, it's a nice idea. You take the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Very clever.
It's very clever. It's very clever. He takes the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, puts it on the board. Okay, now the teacher can't do it like this. No, the whole board. Yud K Vav K, middle of the board, like this.
Is it before or after the week?
No, dat heeft niks mee te maken.
Let's say even before Bar Mitzvah. But does that mean there's no Kedusha? It's not Yud K Vav K. Anyway, the Lemaisa, what they had to do, the olden boards, because it was not digital. So what the teacher did, it was a type board. He turned the board around. So he didn't rub it out. Halachically, he's not allowed to rub it out. He doesn't want to do something which, even if it's a cotton, you don't want to get into a lav or a gray area, or maybe there's a lav of rubbing out. I wouldn't want to take a chumrah and do that to Yud K Vav K. I wouldn't want to do it. No. I have a problem. I have a lesson I have to give, and I have a naughty boy in the class. I'm asking. You're right. But to go like this, Yud K Vav K, I couldn't do that. Not after learning Lo Yisasum Ken Hashem Lekechem. But then, yeah. But I'm just saying. But
What was the end of the story?
no, they left it on the board, and they turned the board around.
It's still on the board.
But if it's a board you can't turn around, yeah, you're stuck. I don't know.
It's still on the board.
I did that 20 years later. I don't know if the school's still. I don't know if the school's still alive.
Oh, okay.
Another.
Yeah,
No, go. Ga door. Ja. Ik luister.
Yeah, it is not permanent if you write on the school board or hoe zich viel, then it is.
Yeah, but this was today.
No, not today. Not today. It's a long time ago.
Alleen maar als tijdelijk bedoeld.
No,
Not permanent.
No, naam.
Different.
No,
The board
naam van
of
HaKadosh
the
Baruch
paper.
Hu. Yeah, if I write it on the board, it can stay there forever.
Then you
Against
must
it.
not write it.
You must not, I know. Of course not. The question is, he did.
Als je daar bang voor bent, dan moet je dat.
You know, one. You know, when you're a cipher, anyone here knows a little bit Safrus? I don't know, but if you're a cipher and you're writing the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's always the area where it's very hard, because if you make a mistake, you're stuck, right? If you write Bereshis and you made the mistake, you spelled it wrong, or the shin is too big, the tov is too small, okay, you take it out and you do it again. Not the biggest deal.
Then you
If
must
you write-
not write the name of Kadosh Baruch Hu full out, only with the Yud.
Ja, maar
No, but a cipher needs to write, right?
Sefer
So what happens if you...
Yes, go to the mikveh.
Yeah, that's what I don't know if he has to. People a sefer do. They do Kedusha, part of Kedusha, a sefer do. Now, a sefer needs to write Vaydaber Hashem El Moshe, yeah, where he needs to write the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, so before he writes, make sure everything's okay. But he writes the name from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but then he realized afterwards that he forgot to put Vaydaber before.
I did make a
He
mistake.
made a mistake.
Yes.
He forgot the word before Hashem's name.
Ja, dat is een
You
probleem.
have a very big problem.
Yeah.
Let's say he wrote Chaim
But-
Moshe, Chaim Moshe Hashem, whatever.
Listen, he
And he
can
forgot
take
to
another
write
class.
Moshe, he wrote Chaim Hashem. And now he has Chaim and Hashem there. And now he forgot to put in Moshe.
Kleiner maken.
No.
To make Hashem's name smaller.
No.
So this is our first.
Hashem. What's before you?
Yeah, but he
Ja,
missed
maar
out
je
the
moet er
word.
wel tussen kunnen.
Yeah.
Dat is een vraag.
Nee, maar je neemt een anderste klap. Je neemt een anderste klap en je
Zo.
schrijft het over.
Take away what's before.
Oh,
That's
but the
that's
name of
that's
HaKadosh
the
Baruch Hu,
best
you have to leave.
before and that to make it smaller.
So that's where
allemaal
Sofer
gedeeld,
has
yeah.
to be professional to see if he makes a mistake with the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how to play around. But the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he can't take it.
But the letters
Because Lo Yisrael Ken Hashem Elokeichem. But I once saw, I mentioned this, I saw an amazing piece of art. There was a cipher who wrote by mistake Hashem's name in the wrong place. And he had a pair of scissors, told you? Very sharp, very thin, and he had good hands. And he cut out
Ja,
the whole naam van HaKadosh Baruch Hu without making a hole in the parchment, in the cloth. Without making it, because he has to still write afterwards. Because the parchment is thick.
Yeah, I know.
It's not thick like this, but it's thick like this.
Mm.
So he managed to cut out the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was still, I held it, I saw it, I had it. The name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was on a piece, on a parchment, very thin, still, you'd keep off on a piece of paper parchment. And you could still write another word in place on the parchment where Hashem was.
What's also
You
destroyed.
do- What is it? No, it's not destroying. Why?
nou waar?
Because
Why? You have a name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
you cut it away.
No,
No,
no, he took it off. If I have,
Ja.
if I have a thick piece of paper like this, a piece of wood, I write on wood, you'd keep okay, and I cut the wood in half from under.
Yeah.
Still have a HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So this person had a knife and good hands. He cut out HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the whole thing was a piece of paper, and he still managed to write on the parchment afterwards. Continue.
So sometimes.
That's that's I saw that once. It's amazing. I saw it over there.
Must be thick.
So parchment is quite thick,
Yeah.
right? If you go like this to parchment, it's thick. No, you can't do it. Professional, right? You have a good knife, you have good hands, and you have, because also you're touching the love of the assassin, right? You have to know, you don't want to destroy the name. But maybe he knew it was a thicker parchment, so he could do this. And then, but I'm saying all this comes from the love in turn, not to destroy my Baruch's name.
Are you allowed to put the piece of parchment out and put a new one in?
Ja, dat zeg ik toch?
Yeah,
Je
yeah,
kan toch zo...
no problem.
Het
The
is
parchment,
allemaal gedeeld.
yeah, sometimes that's what he did. He
Nee,
took
maar
out. He didn't want to do that.
Je kan het hele klaf
If you could do that,
gedeelte
and
en
you-
je moet het helemaal
I'm not sure it's easier because you have to, if you make a hole in the parchment and if you take a Baruch's name, yeah.
If you're at the beginning, okay.
Yeah. But with tefillin, we have to remember, but that's why we said before, by tefillin, it's so much more important to make sure that you got a good kosher, because you never know. Because
We never know.
we never know. Because even if you look at it, it looks 100% good, but maybe he wrote two words, this word before that word, not in the right order, and you'll never know. So you trust him 100%, unless you're watching him the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's why, Heksher or you.
W, is that also in the
Oh,
holy name?
you do it. I'm not sure if Shofar, it's holy. I'm not sure if that's one of the seven chambers of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. We're going to finish on time.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. But the main thing is, which we realized,
Okay.
naam van HaKadosh Baruch Hu is heel heilig.
We make
We'll make a new, we'll be in touch.
But actually,
I give you a
also
date.
become self.
I give you.
I don't say that. No. I say if you become a safer, be careful.
If you can
Check the WhatsApp.
in November. I sent you WhatsApp. Okay.
You said WhatsApp. I said
WhatsApp to your wife.
on my computer. I see you know how it works.
It is in November.
Okay, no problem.
No problem.
Thank you very much, iedereen.
Thank you very much for coming.
Nice to.
Jongens,
Oké, heren.
I wish
Dit was van
everybody
deze week.
Scola.
Hier iemand nog een cookie van de gemeente?
Gemeente.
Ja, dit is
Gemeente
ja,
Amstelveen.
niet zo fijn. Dit is gemeente.
Ah ja?
Ja.
Ah, ik pak alle. Nee.
Van de gemeente.
Gemeente wie? Gemeente Amstelveen?
Ja.
Gemeente Amstelveen? Gemeente Amstelveen?
Nee. Ja.
Ah, Joodse gemeente.
Normal uitbrengen. Maar het
Well, I
was
can-
hier already.
Scola? No, I had one.
Ja, hier, geef me even door. Dit is toch een beetje melk, hoor, dat drinken.
Scheur iedereen.
Ja.
Tot volgende keer.
Tot volgende keer.
Shona Teva Umasuka.
Zoeken.
If I don't see you.
Nou,
When I was a kid, I thought Shona Teva Umasuka was in the sukkah. But Shona Teva is not in the sukkah. Shona Teva is. Rosh Hashanah, I am here. Bezat Hashem. Where? I don't know. Israel. I'm from Bachelon. We'll see. I'm present. Bezat Hashem. That's the plan. I just broke who decides everything, but then that's the plan.
Nou, jullie
That's the plan.
jullie krijgen...
In Eretz Israel. No, all of us, everyone.
Weet jullie wie dan, want hier tweede dag was je zo naar voren?
weet ik niet. Het schema, dat komt er wel.
Oh, ik zou het graag willen weten. Ja.
Ik niet
Want
meer.
vorig jaar was ik hier, was het heel goed. Het was, ja, nee, die gaat naar Hongarije. Ja, het was Oleven Viraski of Sascha. Ik weet, ik was hier toen de tweede dag en dat wil ik namelijk weer.
Ik heb al een vroege verleden.
Ja,